Hi, I'm Tristan. I'm 13 years old. I'm curious, I'm passionate, and I'm sure you are too. Join me on a quest to dig deep and find out new things. Welcome to Youth Voices. Good evening. Welcome to my program. This is your host Tristan Pang on Planet FM 104.6. Youth Voices, good to have you company on a Saturday evening. In today's show, I'll continue my chat with Agnes Wong, a passionate young lady. I'll also share with you some inspirational quotes and stories. So here we go. Let's be inspired. Value from thelivingtreasure.org. A well-known speaker started off his seminar by holding up a $20 note. In the room of 200, he asked, "Who would like this $20 note?" Hands started going up. He said, "I'm going to give this $20 to one of you, but first, let me do this." He proceeded to crumple the dollar bill up. He then asked, "Who still wants it?" Still the hands were up in the air. "Well," he replied, "what if I do this?" And he dropped it on the ground and started to grind it into the floor with his shoe. He picked it up, now all crumpled and dirty. "Now, who still wants it?" Still the hands went up into the air. He then said, "My friends, you have all learnt a very valuable lesson. No matter what I did to the money, you still wanted it because it did not decrease in value. It was still worth $20. Many times in our lives, we are dropped, crumpled, and ground into the dirt by the decisions we make and the circumstances that come our way. We feel as though we are worthless, but no matter what has happened or what will happen, you never lose your value. You're special. Don't ever forget it." Let's talk. This is part 2 of my featured guest, Agnes Wong's interview. Agnes is someone whom I know when I was 5. She was my St. John Epsom branch leader. I was very young at that time, but I knew she's a very kind and caring person. Later, I moved to this Cornwall Park branch, and I didn't see her much, except at some St. John parades and competitions, and occasionally at the Auckland Council's event. Even though I didn't see her much, I always see or hear her news about her community service involvements. Agnes graduated from the University of Auckland in 2014 with a Bachelor of Health Science and Bachelor of Arts, majoring in Sociology. She is now studying a postgrad diploma in Public Health part-time. She is currently working at the Community Programs Development Manager for St. John, New Zealand, developing and delivering on projects that are committed to driving community health outcomes. Agnes is also a member of Auckland Council's Youth Advisory Panel as the Albert Eden Local Board Representative. Agnes loves working with people and wants to make a difference in the world. She is a penchant for travel and has completed a 6-month exchange in the US, studying at the University of California. While there, she interned at the American Diabetes Association in California, where she supported events and advertising campaigns to combat the disease. As you can see from this, Agnes' passion for helping others is not limited in Auckland, but also every part of the world. Agnes has spent so much time on volunteer jobs while she was a student, but still she got numerous first-in-class awards every year at the university. I began the second part of my interview by asking Agnes how did she spare so much time in helping people and the community, and at the same time did so well academically.
I guess the first thing I should say is that I was never actually that great a student, and that the first in class awards are only, I guess, a fluke sometimes. But what is good to know is that the classes that I did come first, and they were the classes that I really enjoyed and I was really passionate about, and I was motivated to learn and to be part of it. But in response to your question, I just think that when you're young, you can live free and you can do whatever you want. And it's all about maximising your time and making good use of the opportunities that get given to you. So what I really believe in is that it's all about being balanced, and you can't just spend all your time at home studying. You can't just spend all your time socialising either. But you have to find the right balance, and the right balance that fits in well with you and your lifestyle, and also what you believe in as well. So I guess a lot of my time when I was at university was spent at St John's and running a division and participating in those activities. But I really like that because I like to see how young people grow and the ones that are, you feel a sense of an accomplishment when you see a young person like yourself, Tristan, who you've known for a while, and to be able to see them achieve at a competition or something. So yeah, I guess it's all about finding a balance. And you want to keep well-rounded as well. You don't want to lose the things that you really enjoyed doing as a child as you grow older and older. You still want to keep on and holding on to them.
Yeah, you're not only awesome, but you're also very humble. We also have to learn from you to have a balanced lifestyle. So now, finally, I have 2 signature questions. The first question is, could you tell us 3 people who have influenced you so our young listeners can also learn from them, and why?
Okay, it's always really hard to pick 3 people exactly who have influenced you. I guess the 3 key people that have had a lot of influence in my life are 3 women who I believe are quite powerful and strong in their own right. And I think that as a young woman myself, or as for your listeners as young girls or ladies, it is always important to remember that, we're just as equal and we matter just as much in society, despite what society often throws at us. And so my first person that would have had a big influence on me is one of my university professors. She was actually the one who did my research project with me, Shanti Muratanga, and she's influential in the sense that she's really pushed me to succeed, and she's always provided you with different opportunities, and she provided the opportunity for me to participate in such a research project. But at the same time, while doing it, I gained a lot of awareness and a lot of understanding about myself as well. So she's really helped me set up my career and make things happen, and she's always been there really supportive in helping drive it. The other person that's been influential, I'd say, is Helen Clark. I don't think in my time that I've seen and understood politics and understood how society and government works, I don't think we've seen quite as important lady in such a high-ranking position. And she's shown the world and shown people that, you can be a girl who's come, like a rural country girl who goes to school in the big city. She actually went to the same high school that I did at some girls. But you can also show people that, despite being a woman, you can still do anything and everything. And you can put yourself out there on the world stage and be proud of it and be able to show to people that, if you aim high, you can actually succeed. And then the last person that's influential towards me would be my mum. My mum has always been there. She's always been very strong. And, being from an Asian family, you get your parents, they always want to see the best in you. And as a young girl growing up, I always thought that was quite hard. There's that whole thing of tough love and, not being overly proud and vocal about things that you've achieved well. And every time when you do something well, your parents always say to you, well, you can do the same or better next time. And as a child, that was often sometimes quite, you didn't feel so good about your achievement. But now as an adult, you realise why they did that, and you realise that they helped you all the way and they wanted you to do better each time because they wanted to see you succeed. So I owe a lot of my success, I guess, to my mum, who's always been supportive and being a taxi driver and taking me places as well.
That's fantastic. I'm glad that you also mentioned your mum. I agree with the points you pointed out there. So now my second signature question is, can you share with us something that you've heard or read that really inspired you?
There's lots of things that inspire me, like just even in listening to people talk, because sometimes when you hear them on the radio or on the news, or you read them on blogs online. But I guess one thing that's really stuck with me is one of my favourite quotes, and I'd like to share this with your listeners, and it's that you can be the change that you want to see in the world. And Mahatma Gandhi was the one who first said this, and it is so true. nothing's going to happen if you don't do anything about it. You may complain all day and you may moan and groan about certain things that you don't want to see and you want to change, but if you don't actually take action and you don't actually go ahead and go forthright to be the change, then no one else is going to do anything about it. So I think it's important to remember that, anything is possible, and regardless how old or how young or where you come from or what, your background is, you can be some change and you can change someone's life as well. And you just need to put your heart and soul into it and think, okay, well, today now I don't like this, or I want to see something different. And it's all about taking that first leap of faith and going, I can actually do this something and I can actually change this.
Yeah, I like what you said. Nothing will happen if you don't do anything. So,
No.
yeah, Agnes, thank you for coming on to my show.
You're very welcome, Tristan. I think you are very inspiring yourself as well, having known you for quite a while and watching you grow up. I know I'm not that old yet, but you make me feel really old seeing that you're hosting your own radio show, and I think it's incredible what you've done in your short life as well. So well done, Tristan, and I'm honoured to be a guest on your radio station.
Agnes is such a passionate person who she is willing to spend so much time on the community. If we have more Agneses, we'll have a better world. Let's quote. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you're doing, you'll be successful. By Herman Cain. This is the beginning of my TED Talk I did 2 years ago, when I was 11. I may sound a bit different, but it's still me.
In my philosophy class, my headmaster, Mr. Crumpton, told me a story. Chapter 1. I walked down the road and fell down a hole. Chapter 2. I walked down the same road, saw the hole, but still fell into the same hole. Chapter 3. I walked down the same road and walked around the hole. And Chapter 4. I walked down a different road. The end. Here is the philosophical meaning. In Chapter 1, my mind was in the deep sleep mode. Chapter 2, my mind was in the daydream mode. Chapter 3, my mind was in an awake mode. And Chapter 4, my mind was in the higher conscious mode. But I would like to add another chapter. Chapter 5, I walked down the same road, found out why there was a hole, and fixed it. In this new chapter, my mind was fully alert and is in a curious mode. I wanted to find out things for myself. There might be something unexpected. I might even find a solution. It is fun.
To listen to the rest of my talk, go to YouTube and search Tristan Pang. That's Tristan space Pang. We thank you, Agnes, coming for the final part of the interview today. If you have missed the first part of her interview, please go to my website www.questisfun.org.nz/youthvoices. So for today, that's it from me, Tristan Pang. Thank you for listening. I welcome your feedback and your support of the program. Please write to me on Facebook or email me to youthvoicesnz@gmail.com. Don't forget to like Youth Voices with Tristan Pang on Facebook. Have a good long weekend. Good night, world. Join me again next Saturday at 5:20 p.m. to dig deeper, or listen anytime online at planetaudio.org.nz/youthvoices. Youth Voices.